The world is ending. International news loves to push this narrative right now. Conflicts are escalating and resource trade routes are in danger. To be fair, they aren't wrong. But what if I told you that what Japanese people care about the most right now is a baseball game? Right now, Japan sits in a very severe position. We're standing on the edge of the cliff, but most people refuse to look at it, turning their heads the other way. Today, from the perspective of an ordinary Japanese guy, I want to talk about a chronic disease in our society. I call it thinking paralysis. I believe it. These attitudes have become common consensus among many Japanese people. Leave politics to the smart guys. Talking about politics isn't cool. Only lazy people who can't do anything else talk about politics. I hear these phrases all the time from people around me. Most people are exhausted from their daily jobs. It's true that they're struggling with high prices. But while they complain about the cost of living, they say absolutely nothing about politics. Many of them truly believe that speaking up changes nothing, and that politics is simply not a topic they need to worry about. I can feel that caring about politics, which directly affects our lives, makes you look like a cult member to the people around you. Current events completely back this up. According to the news, a major crisis is happening right now in the Middle East, and Japan depends on that region for over 90% of its oil. That simply means Japan is highly likely to take the most damage if the Strait of Hormuz is blocked. People overseas are protesting and governments are panicking. But surprisingly, as I record this video on March 15th, Japan is not panicking at all. At least Japanese people are not panicking. Why is there such a huge disconnect? I believe the answer lies in the true nature of Japan. Major factor is the thinking paralysis of the Japanese people. We are overwhelmed by work every day, but instead of taking action, we use that sense of helplessness I mentioned earlier as an excuse and surrender all important decisions to the authorities. We judge politicians by vibes, not by policies. In Japan, we have a culture called oshikatsu, which means obsessively supporting a pop idol. But recently, this has bled into politics. Certain fanatic supporters treat conservative politicians like Sanai Takaichi exactly like idols. They call it sanakatsu. For them, politics isn't about the country's survival. It's just about having fun inside their own fandom bubble. Another major factor is what you might call the core of Japanese society, what people overseas often praise as our good manners. The world generally believes that Japanese people have high civil standards, but actually, the reality I feel living here is completely different. We're just blindly obedient to power, and we can only see things from an extremely short-sighted perspective. For example, even when a complex war breaks out with the tangled interests of various countries, like we've seen in recent years, many Japanese people still think in simple terms of black and white or good versus evil. Daily media bias is certainly a cause, but I have to say, this way of thinking is just too childish. They act like an audience watching a Superman movie, cheering for only one side. This side is justice, and this side is evil. So let's cheer for the hero. This kindergarten-like mentality is spreading everywhere in Japan. It robs many people of a long-term perspective and makes them support extreme decisions made by the government. They don't even realize that by criticizing only one side in this conflict, the oil might stop, and the one who will take the most damage are the Japanese people themselves. Is this the true nature of Japanese people? Sadly, I think so. Just like during the pandemic, they will continue to ignore the problem until it literally hits them in the face. panic hasn't disappeared. It just hasn't started yet. The crisis has just begun, so I will keep updating you on the situation in Japan. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. See you in the next video.